Welcome to episode 71 of Comic Timing, a comics podcast devoted to the average comic book fan from the average comic book fan. Join in as Brent Cassina, rotating panel of guests, and myself, Ian Levitstein, discuss whatever comes to mind, time after time, here on Comic Timing. Goodbye, 22 pages, and hello, Review Corner. As we have our first Heroes Corner review episode here for you. 3 books, probably more than 3 minutes. Here now, Comic Timing. Hey there, folks. My name's Ian Levitstein, and welcome to episode 71 of Comic Timing. It is indeed the first episode of the Review Corner for Comic Timing. Review Corner number 1. We got 3 books we're going to be doing here, but I promise we are not infringing on the copyright of Raging Bullets or Comic Book Page. We're going to put our own spin on things here. We swear to God. Please don't kill us, Bob and John. Please, please, please. We're joined by the co-host, Brent Cassina on this episode. Just him and me, so it's nice and simple. What's going on, Brent?
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Good. We got the singing out of the way, so we don't have to do that all during the episode.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. We're not gonna copy John and Bob because A, we're not doing it once a week, and B, we're gonna go over half an hour, and we're not infringing on Raging Bullets because A, we're doing more than 2 books, and we're not gonna go over 4 hours.
I think that's the best way to do it, really. And,
it is.
And we are indeed going to be spoiling, so here's your spoiler alert. We're not going to go fully in-depth on the issues. Like, it's not going to be nearly as, incredibly in-depth as our previous 22 pages ones have been, because, hell, it's 3 books. You know, to do page by page would be ridiculous. You'd be sitting here going like, did I fall asleep? Or are they still on the
Listen to this on Wednesday. It's now Friday.
I'm so cold. Hold me. But, all right, let's get into what the issues are, and here they are indeed. Actually, before we do that, why don't we do the sponsor? Get that out of the way.
Do it.
All right, do it. Well, this episode obviously is sponsored by Heroes Corner at heroescorner.com because, hell, it's the review corner from our Heroes Corner picks. So does that make sense? And this month, they got a brand new spanking special out there. It's not actually a spanking special because it's a kids thing, so let's get that out of the way. The September special offer, school's back in session, so they're offering a bunch of kids' books for 50% off. So this is ranging from Archie to Betty and Veronica to Gargoyles Volume 1, which actually I highly recommend because that was great stuff. It's not just for kids either. That was really good. That's 50% off of $19.95, so that's $9.98. Not bad. We got Johnny Boo, 50% off, Jughead's Double Digest, Legion of Superheroes in 31st Century, Looney Tunes, Marvel 2-in-1, all the Marvel's Adventure stuff, Simpsons comics, Sonic X, Tiny Titans. The list goes on and on. A whole bunch of stuff for the kiddies here for you, 50% off, which is not too shabby at all. And the Comic Timing special discount code is yet again CT Rocks. So for the second month in a row, it'll be CT Rocks. You don't have to worry about changing it. It's CTROCKS. If you're a first-time user of Heroes Corner, you will get an additional 5% off on your order if you use that coupon code. And here we are with our books of the month. And first off, you got something that you want to share to the folks out there. I'll let you share it. What's the little addition to the Heroes Corner website this month, Brent?
Well, we started getting advanced text files from Sam and Bob from Heroes Corner about previews and whatnot, so we could get our picks out to them a little earlier. This way, they could redo their site basically just for the little Comic Timing picks. So when you're searching through the Heroes Corner site, you're going to see this beautiful image across a couple of books, only 3, 1 Marvel, 1 Indie, 1 DC. So one of this month's picks for the September previews, I think, is Justice Society of America number 21. Right? So you're going to be scrolling through the DC books, and it's going to say Justice Society of America. And instead of the little used to be like a little strip, it's an even thicker strip because we've got a little piece, like a paragraph, a couple of sentences from me and Ian saying why we picked this book.
And it's got a gold star on it, so that's the way
it's got a gold star on it. It's 50% off instead of 40. It's got a Comic Timing podcast logo next to it. It says Comic Timing Pick. You're going to know what to pick. That way, when you're scrolling through, you can't miss it. Right,
and also Wayne from Radio Wayne has a bunch of picks on here, also 3 picks as well, so make sure to check those out. But as Brent stated, Justice Society of America number 21 is our DC pick for the month, 50% off, $1.50, and this one is going to be huge because we are nearing the end of the GOG arc, and I cannot wait to see how this is going to turn out. I mean, we got art by Dale Eaglesham yet again, Jeff Johns and Alex Ross are writing, so you've got brilliantly done comic books there. And for the other one, we got our Marvel pick here. This one's totally out of left field because I had no idea what the hell this was ahead of time. It's mature buyers, so beware. This is only for mature people out there. So, Raph, you're not included. Oh. Sorry, I had to. This one is written by Tito Ferrazzi with penciled art by Claudio Villa. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this is actually a foreign book that is being put out by Marvel Comics, and it's 50% off as well. So regular price is $4.99. It's $2.50. This is Daredevil and Captain America Dead on Arrival. So that should be a lot of fun because you've never heard of either of these creators, right, Brent?
Nope.
So this is going to be something brand spanking new, and whether it actually compares to how Brubaker was writing Cap and Daredevil in the first place, I'll be curious. And our final pick, this one is the huge discount of the month. It is Umbrella Academy Dallas #1, and it is 75% off on Heroes Corner. Regular price $2.99, only 75 cents on Heroes Corner. Yeah, he's choking already. I'm the one who convinced him to pick this.
Sorry, I'm going to go slit my wrist now.
All right. You know what? Even on my little thing that I wrote here for the Comic Timing pick, I mentioned it doesn't matter where you became famous as long as you write good comic books. And he wrote a damn good comic book the first time around, Gerard Way. So if he keeps it up here, then maybe you'll even enjoy it. So reserve your judgment until after you read it, all right?
Okay.
All right, good. Gabriel Baz on the art, too. You got Dave Stewart and Jim Lee on covers, so that should be really sweet. And, yeah, those are our picks, and all said and done, best customer service around, heroescorner.com. Make sure to go and check it out and listen to our podcast when it comes out.
And one more thing I noticed on the specials for September, one of those kid books that you mentioned that's 50% off, Bone 1 volume softcover edition. Ooh. Regularly $40, $20. I think I'm going to pick that up this month.
Do it.
That is going to be the linchpin for me to get it because I was looking at that. I was like, $40. I don't know. And then I just saw that and I was like, ding, ding, ding. So if you want Bone softcover 1 volume, it's in black and white, I know. But if you want it for 50% off, you've been waiting, Heroes Corner this month. Do it.
I think I have the Scholastic version of Bone sitting on my shelf, still unread from like 4 mochas ago that I should probably get to eventually.
Probably.
But yeah, definitely go and check that out. And one other comment I wanted to make before we get going with the episode here. We well, not exactly lost, because then it sounds like that she died. But no, she didn't die. But one of the people who's been on the show before, and I've done Geek Speak Report with, Lori Thomas Tamalo on the forums, I had to take a leave of absence due to some changes in her life from the forums. So basically, I want to thank her for being on them when she was there. She's been a really good friend over the past couple of years of knowing her, and hopefully she'll be back on the forums when things are all square. But just wanted to let Lori know that we're thinking of her, and well, best of luck to her out there. So I just had to make that comment. And Brent, I'm sure you thoroughly agree.
Amen.
Indeed. All right, so let's go in with the episode here. How about that?
All right, let's go. All right, our 3 books we're going to be covering this month is Booster Gold number 11, and these have all been previously released, so they're in comic shop, they're in your DCBS or Heroes Corner shipments, whatever you order comics from, they're in there, so you can go find them.
Yep.
Booster Gold number 11, written by Chuck Dixon, art with Dan Jurgens, Norm Rapman. Amazing Spider-Man, New Ways to Die Part 1, number 568, with John Romita and, who's that other guy, Dan Slott.
There you go.
Doctor Who, The Forgotten from IDW, written by Tony Lee and art by Pia Guerra.
Yes, and Doctor Who you knew nothing about going into it. So, you know what? Which one do you want to start with first? Leave it up to you.
Let's go with Doctor Who, because I'm so fucking confused.
All right, that's fine. Well, Doctor Who, for any of you who haven't heard of Doctor Who before, and hold on, let me give you that nice feel of opening up a comic book. All right, yeah, there we go. Hey, all right. Doctor Who has been a long-running BBC series. It's a sci-fi series that's actually, I believe, the longest-running sci-fi series of all time. And, they just brought it back in the early 2000s, actually this is the 4th season that just happened. So it's been around for not too long since then. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows right now. I watch them straight from the BBC feed because I don't want sci-fi, basically ruining it by splitting it up without, because there's supposed to be no commercials. So when Sci-Fi Channel does it, they add in the commercials. It's hard to follow, and that's a pain in the ass. But this is a comic book that's coming out, a mini-series, along with the regular Doctor Who series, which I wasn't really even that big a fan of, the comic book so far. The art wasn't really appealing to me. But we got the art of Pia Guerra of Y the Last Man on this. So that's certainly something to get you into it. Now, what do you want to know about Doctor Who, first off?
Okay, well, for being the longest-running sci-fi series on television, I've never heard of it till a couple of years ago when this reboot started.
Okay.
So that's kind of weird for me when you say that longest running. I'm thinking, huh?
Well,
Because to me, I guess America is Star Trek. I don't know if they brought it over before or not, but
they have. It was mostly on PBS, though. That's why.
okay. Well, it's kind of still oblivious to me.
Right.
Okay, so we start the book. Basically, there's some guy. I guess he's just called the Doctor.
That
I don't
is his
know.
name, the Doctor. Yes.
The Doctor. Okay. I guess he looks like the guy in the TV show. I've seen a couple clips on Sci-Fi.
That would be David Tennant.
Okay, and then he's a time what? And he's 900 years old.
Yes.
But apparently there are different incarnations of him, and he doesn't know who they are.
Okay.
And they're all dead, but he's one. And
all
what?
Right. Let me explain this to you a little bit here. It's not that they're all dead. He has what are called he has different reincarnations basically. He regenerates whenever he dies. He regenerates as someone new. Now that's a plot point they introduced basically to keep the series running. After the first Doctor Who wanted to leave, as opposed to ending the series, they decided, well, why don't we just, he's an alien, so he can, have different features than people usually have. So why don't we have him just regenerate as someone new? And there have been 10 people that have played the Doctor over the years because, as I said, when he dies, he regenerates as someone new. Even since it came back, Christopher Eccleston was playing him originally, Claude from Heroes. The Invisible Guy?
The Invisible Guy? Yeah.
Yeah. And he left Doctor Who, and then David Tennant came on to play the Doctor in his regenerated form. With this thing here, he does usually remember his previous forms. This is a plot point that's introduced in this story here. So he remembers everything. He has indeed lived for 900 years, but the whoever runs this museum has made it so that he's slowly forgetting himself. And Martha, his companion, is trying to get him to remember it in order to save him, basically. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your says it doesn't really make sense. So, what are you lost in translation here?
So he's an alien from another planet.
Yes.
That dies and regenerates as someone new.
Yes.
So he can have a new identity and personality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So does he remember his past personalities?
Usually, yes. Like I said, in this Doctor Who: The Forgotten miniseries, whoever is running this museum has taken away his previous memories. So he's left with just what he knows from being the 10th Doctor, from being David Tennant. And, you know as well as anybody that, your past shapes who you currently are. So losing the memories of his past selves, his past 9 incarnations, is going to basically make him into a different person. So it's important that he remembers everything that he did, or else he hasn't learned anything. He's going to make the same mistakes over and over again, you're not going to make the same mistake you did when you were 18 when you're 24, because you learned from that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what he's going through here with this storyline. So again, he usually does remember everything.
Okay. So who and what are the Time Lords?
Okay, the Time Lords are basically universe peacekeepers. They, for years and years and years, were the ones who would investigate any sort of abnormalities, either in the time stream or within space. They're actually, I guess, sort of a little bit like Green Lanterns, where when there's a trouble, they would go out there and help people. And the Doctor has always had a bit of an infatuation with humans, so that's why he came to Earth originally with his granddaughter, and now makes Earth in essence his base of operations, where he gets most of his companions and stuff like that, because he just likes humans. Time Lords, however. And we don't know what exactly what happened yet. This is one of the biggest mysteries of the current series. Is in between the last Doctor Who serial and when it came back with Christopher Eccleston as a Doctor, there was an event called the Time War, where the Daleks, the Time Lord's biggest enemies, had a huge fight with the Time Lords, and every Time Lord other than the Doctor died. So he is the last of his kind right now. So he went from being a man who had an entire civilization of people like him to turn to being the last of his kind, which makes him even more lonely than he ever was. So that's the history of the Time Lords for you in essence. They were a peacekeeping group until they were wiped out by the Daleks in the Time War.
Okay. And then he's also a time traveler?
Yes. Using his TARDIS, he uses that...
Which is the phone booth.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And funny story about that is, it's not supposed to be a police box. It could be whatever it wants. But when the series started, it got stuck on police box, And they just sort of stuck with that. It's the easiest way to go about it, really. It's like, hey, what prop do we have lying around? Hey, it's a police box. Let's roll with that. And
the new series or the old series?
The
original.
The original. So that's been the case for years now. It's actually gotten to the point where police boxes are copyright of the BBC.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So because nobody uses police boxes anymore. They were in essence like the early phone booths.
Mm-hmm.
They were a way to call the police if there was trouble. Like those old fire boxes you used to see on the streets.
Yeah.
That's sort of what police boxes are in Britain. And that's what the TARDIS is. The TARDIS is his time travel unit. And the TARDIS is... You ever see Farscape?
Yeah.
It's sort of like Moya. It's alive.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's thinking, it's living, but it's like almost like a plant where you grow a TARDIS and then you use it as a time travel device. And just like the Doctor, the TARDIS is pretty much the last of its kind.
Okay.
Am I making any sense at all, or am I confusing the hell out of you?
It makes sense, but when I was reading this, I was reading it and it was fine. I was kind of didn't know anything, and they're going through like the first 3 pages basically I was all good. They're reading about the different artifacts or whatever is in this museum, and then they get to all these different clothes, and then it starts getting screwy for me. And then it goes back in time in a black and white segment, and there's some old guy who's the Doctor, and I'm going, wait, he has a granddaughter? And they're talking about, this is my past self or whatnot. But it wasn't clear because he was forgetting his memories. It wasn't clear whether that was actually him or some other guy that's related to him or whatnot.
Okay. Well, yeah, that person that you're seeing in the black and white flashback is the first Doctor, his first incarnation. That's the one that we see when the Doctor Who serials first started back in the 70s.
Okay.
And originally, he did indeed have a granddaughter, like he explained in the comic book. He left the granddaughter behind in a future Earth so that she could live out her life with her love, and that's the last we saw of her. So he has a different companion almost every single season. So the people that you see in that black and white segment are just his original companions.
Companions being friends,
right?
Girlfriend, whatever.
Right. Not usually girlfriend. He's never really had a girlfriend, sadly enough.
Okay, but so when he's reincarnated, how old does he start? Is he like a baby?
No. Actually, in fact, this is the weirdest thing about it. We haven't really learned about this yet, but he seems to get younger and younger with every reincarnation. Because he started out as that old dude that you see in the gray, but with every incarnation, he's gotten a little bit younger. So it's either that he himself just likes being a younger guy, or there's some story point that hasn't even been shown yet.
Okay, so he can regenerate or reincarnate or whatever.
Yes.
Whatever age he wants, but he does get older, right? Because that's how he has a granddaughter?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he ages until he either dies of murder or natural causes, and then regenerates and remembers everything.
Yes, and then can be a different age very well. Because whatever age he starts out as in the reincarnation, that's where he's like basically reset to, age-wise. So he could be a 70-year-old in appearance, but when he dies and regenerates, he could be a 40-year-old, he could be a 20-year-old. It's basically like it's a draw of the dice. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
interesting. A little convoluted at times, but still interesting enough, I guess. But what did you think of the segments with Martha and him versus the black and white segments?
I like the color better because I thought the black and white, they could have gone with color and just done, like an old like tinge, like a sepia, tint or whatever, like they sometimes do in other comics. Mm-hmm. But this had enough variation in the black and white where it's actually kind of yellowish and gray that it was enough to keep me interested. It looked like a black and white movie. So that was okay.
Well, it was kind of supposed to because Doctor Who actually started out as a black and white TV show originally.
Okay, well now it all makes sense.
Right.
That's okay. Well, now that I know that, that's kind of cool. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So they were doing a throwback.
Honestly, I like the black and white segment a lot better because it was pretty straightforward, and there wasn't all this. My memory's going, it's not going, and then I wasn't trying to figure out what was going on. I just knew it's old dude, time traveler. He's got a cane. He's got friends. They're in trouble. They get out of trouble. Hop in a phone booth. Done.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, yeah, and that's actually, I think, one of the, I guess, maybe slight negatives I had for this. I mean, as someone who has seen enough Doctor Who to know about the character, because I've seen anywhere from, I went from, like, First Doctor, then jumped over to, like, the Fourth Doctor, and now I'm watching the current series as it airs. And they could have been a little bit more inviting for people who have not read or seen any Doctor Who before. Mm-hmm. They just basically jump in with Doctor and Martha, and after that, 2 seconds of explaining what he is, they just jump into the plot. I think they possibly could have branched it out a little bit more and explained just a little bit more.
Well,
what the
I think on the inside front cover, they could have had a little blurb next to the credits for the issue that said, Doctor Who is a time-traveling alien who can regenerate into different lives over time and has been alive for 900 years and is currently living out as this incarnation with this companion, and they're lost in time or something like that, Yeah. And that would have pretty much given me a primer, and I would have already known he's an alien and that he regenerates and has different lives. So then when I got to that part where it's the 2-page spread of all the different costumes and whatnot, I wouldn't have been so utterly confused and kind of turned off,
So what you needed was a Marvel recap page.
I did. Really, I did. Because I didn't even go on Wikipedia. If I'd gone on Wikipedia, I might have liked this better. But, as it stands, I'm not going to get the second or third or whatever issue of this just because I don't watch Doctor Who, and this was confusing enough that it's not going to make me watch Doctor Who.
Okay. Do you ever see yourself watching Doctor Who, though?
Maybe if they have another reboot. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of too much to jump in right now.
Okay, well...
like I wouldn't tell somebody to go watch Lost right now. Mm-hmm. Because they're so entrenched in the story and things from the past that they would have to start from the beginning to go all the way.
Well, what I suggest is... I forget, do you have a Netflix account?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, if you do, even have, a rental place or something like that, and they happen to have Series 9 of Doctor Who, which is the first of this quote-unquote reboot, I would recommend starting out with Christopher Eccleston and going from there and seeing if you like it. Because that is, in essence, Season 1 of this current Doctor. Mm-hmm. Because they even
it's all kind of explained as you go along, all the alien and stuff.
Right, yeah. Yeah, they go about it even in the first episode. They explain it because they know that they were going to put this overseas also. And it aired here on the Sci-Fi Channel. They got to give people a reason to watch it. They can't just say, "Oh yeah, this is Doctor Who. Isn't it great? He's been around since the '70s. Woo, enjoy." They had to at least put a little bit of stuff in there. So I think that if you do get a chance to watch the 9th season with Christopher Eccleston, I would recommend at least starting there and seeing if you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm just saying, throw it a little bit of bone and give it a shot there.
Okay. Right. Well, why don't you talk about the book and the plot for people who maybe want to pick this up and are Doctor Who fans, because they obviously can't do it.
Okay, sure. Well, obviously, we're used to the Doctor starting out in the TARDIS and going from there, but with this issue, the Doctor wakes up on the floor of a museum, unsure of exactly where he is, and Martha's there as well. The only problem is that they seem to be without any of their important stuff. Like, for instance, the TARDIS key is missing. The sonic screwdriver seems to be the only thing they really have at first. Even their psychic paper. And this is actually a really cool thing that he's had for a while now, just to explain this to you. Psychic paper is this blank sheet of paper that he shows to people, and they see what he wants them to see. So if he says, Doctor Who... not Doctor Who. If he says like John Smith, health inspector, they're going to see a health inspector's badge.
So he could have reached out to the reader and shown me a psychic paper of what the fuck he is.
Right, exactly.
And I would have known what was going on.
Yeah, if it wasn't in that case with the rest of his Ninth Doctor clothes, then yes, that would have exactly what would have been what happened.
Oh, is that the passport looking thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's psychic paper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like show me your papers kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like it's like an Uber passport, but anyway. So they're in this museum. They're not quite sure how they got there, and there's some alien artifacts and stuff around until eventually the Doctor finds a wing of this museum entirely devoted to him. And he's a little bit flattered considering that he's helped a lot of people over the years. He's well liked in the universe, so he's not that surprised that it exists. Martha thinks he's being full of himself, but if I were her, I'd kind of agree a little bit. I mean, if there was ever an Ian museum, I'd probably shut it down. But so they're going about things until eventually this shady individual that we don't actually see yet, because he's a shady individual. Why would we see him? Works his magic and takes away the first 9 incarnations of the Doctor from himself. And he's sitting there only remembering David Tennant Doctor, 10th Doctor. He only remembers from the past 2 years. And, for someone who's lived 900 years, that could be really jarring. He does remember the occasional memory here and there, but that's it. So Martha tries her best to try and jog him back into it, and even gives him his cane that he used when he was the first Doctor. And they go into the story of the first Doctor and his companions, including his granddaughter, in ancient Egypt, running from some pharaohs, and it's a nice small little segment in black and white, like we mentioned, because that's the feel of the original series. That makes sense, and it's a small little adventure. And he just basically tells that to jog himself back, and he's starting to feel like himself again until yet again the master behind all this stuff, but not the master. That's something entirely else for Doctor Who fans. Basically, takes away his memories yet again, and he's trying to get the Doctor to regenerate. So his first heart. He has two hearts, by the way. This is something that you probably figured out from the
Yeah, I've read that.
Okay, so one of his hearts fails on him, and he's feeling weak. He's not quite sure if he's going to be able to survive. And well, there's Martha in this museum with the Doctor on the floor, not knowing what the hell to do. And that's in essence the issue for you. I mean, it's a nice quick summary for you folks out there, but I myself, as a Doctor Who fan, enjoy this a hell of a lot more than the Doctor Who comic book that's out there right now. In fact, if I were them, I would just continue with the miniseries format and just get good artists and good writers to go about this before. Have you ever read a Tony Lee written comic before?
No, is he writing the main series that you're not liking right now?
I don't believe he is, actually. I think that he's sort of new on Doctor Who here. But actually, let me look up Tony Lee on Wikipedia real quick here, because I've heard the name before. That's why.
He's probably British. I don't know.
Yeah, Tony Lee. Oh, yeah, well, of course he's British. Duh. But, okay, let's see. Most recently, okay, he wrote an issue of X-Men Unlimited, but who cares? He did some Spider-Man Family and Amazing Fantasy stuff. He's mostly known for Shadowmancer, Starship Troopers, Wallace and Gromit comic books, and a couple of other things here and there. So he's been around, but this is his first Doctor Who work, basically, other than the fact that he did. So, yeah, that's why I've heard of him. And obviously, Pia Guerra's art is stunning in this. And I mean, Pia Guerra's art was the selling point for me here, because or else I really wouldn't have picked up the book.
Really? You thought the Pia Guerra art was stunning here?
I thought so. I mean, I think that she got the characters almost perfect. I mean, when I compare this to the art of the actual Doctor Who comic book that's out there right now, none of the characters look like they're supposed to. They're off model entirely. In this one, I'm looking at David Tennant and I'm looking at Martha Jones. I forget what her actual real name is, and they look exactly like they should. And I think that she gets the points across of the book well enough. So I think that that's exactly what I needed from it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've seen these guys before, and I can see how they look like, the people they're supposed to look like. But to me, like, I don't know. This just feels it's different from Y, basically.
Okay. Which
is all that I've ever read, and I just finished rereading Y: The Last Man. I think like a month ago or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I'm so used to that art style that this heavily textured, heavily shadowed, art is just, it might just be throwing me off. And it might just be that she's doing character likenesses too and not her own, characters. Mm-hmm. Are the people in the black and white segment, do they even look like the people from that series?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Plus, with this, I mean, there are some ink assists going on by Ken Archer and Shane Corbett. So I'm not quite sure if Pia Guerra is doing all of her own work here. So maybe that's why it might look a little different to you.
Yeah.
And
I think it's mostly a style and a likeness thing, because when Jim Lee did that Heroes cover for that hardcover, and it was just atrocious because he was doing likenesses, and he admitted himself like he's not very good at those.
Right.
So I don't know why he was doing them in the first place, but, we're selling a million copies of this book. Let's put Jim Lee cover on it.
Well, let's put it this way. This comic book does a better job of being in the style of the current Doctor Who and even the previous Doctor Who better than the first 4 issues combined of the current Doctor Who series. So that's why I'm a happy guy. I think that this captures the essence of the show a lot better than the other ones have.
Okay.
Yeah. But
my one real complaint, though, is that the villain, like, we don't get more of what the plot is doing. Like, even though the black and white segment was my favorite segment of the book, just because I don't know what the hell is going on outside of it, I think I would have been a little happier had we found out what the main plot is, other than there's, the mysterious guy, the Claw, with his stroking his cat or whatever in the red room, making his memories go away.
No, that's the Claw.
I know, that's Inspector Gadget, but that's what this felt like to me. He's in a red
that.
room,
Yeah.
and you don't see his face, you just see his hand.
Right. Yeah, they could have balanced the plot with the backstory a little bit better. I do agree with that. I'm not quite a fan of the whole, maniacal mwahahaha behind the scenes guy. And I think that's sort of what we're getting here. But again, it's sort of a Doctor Who thing. It's weird because a lot of the times they do have that guy off camera that you don't see for a while. The only difference is that with the current Doctor Who, at least, because originally it was a half-hour show, but with the current Doctor Who, you've got a full 45 minutes to flesh out the plot, to have a bit of a creepy ooh, who is that, and then have the reveal halfway through, and you're good. But with this, because it's a 6-issue miniseries, I think
this is 6. I thought it was 3.
Yeah, this is a 6-part series according to the message here. So it could have been shortened for all I know, but according to the Tony Lee's Wikipedia entry, it's a 6-issue series.
Okay, well, I wouldn't believe me because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Okay, cool. But but anyway, just going back to it again here, I think that they're sort of thinking, okay, we've got 6 issues here. It's going to be collected. It's probably going to read a lot better as a collection than it does as singles. Because if I were writing this, I would remember that even though there are 6 issues, you can't wait until issue 3 to find out who the villain is. You got to have some sort of lead time for us to be interested in the plot, as opposed to just seeing a guy behind a door.
Well, I mean, if The Forgotten obviously is about him losing his memories, but to me, if he had lost everything at all and he had to go and get back in touch with all his memories, and that was the theme of the series, then it'd be a whole lot cooler than, I'm in a museum and someone's fucking with me.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you want something a little more straightforward.
Yeah, because I'm new to this.
Yeah, and that's why I think that the series isn't really as inviting as it should be to new readers or new watchers. So this might not have been your best introduction to Doctor Who. I mean, I'm warning that now. I mean, I kind of thought because it's a miniseries, it would be a little bit more of a introductory type thing than it turned out to be. But this is steeped in Doctor Who history here. So I guess lesson learned.
Yep.
All right. So
just be ready for Umbrella Academy.
Hey! Come on! That could turn out great for all I know, or it could turn out crap. But at least we're gonna give it a shot, right?
Right.
All right. But anyway, what do you give it out of 5, just for the hell of it?
A 2.
Okay, and you will not be picking up the rest of the series.
No, because it's $3.99 each, and I don't know enough about it to really care.
All right, that's fine.
But what I did like though is that IDW is the first book I've ever gotten. The cover's really thick. I liked that, and there were no ads until you got to the end, and all the ads are house ads.
Yeah.
That's probably why the book's $3.99, mind you, but I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's one of the best things IDW does. I pick up Fallen Angel. I mean, I've talked about that like crazy. And that's the same thing. The covers are gorgeous, and there's very little ads in the first place, and you get story before you get advertisement. And I think that the current Marvel and DC books could learn a little bit from this, because, I wasn't taken out of the story at all. I was just reading it. I don't have to worry about flipping through, Cal Ripken and the Batman to get to my story point.
Or there's not, a 2-page Honda ad right in the middle of the book. Ugh. And then you turn the page, and then there's a 2-page spread, which would fit really nicely on that, on the middle book spread page, because really it's one piece of paper, so there'd been, no art loss at all. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, yeah. No, that happens to way too many books these days. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does.
Advertisements ruin a book at times, and that was probably the best thing. So for IDW, I think that they're going about things the right way, and hopefully they're going to be able to maintain their profit margin enough to continue to put out books of this high quality. But, actually, you know what? The quality of this reminds me of the Ultimates when they first started out. They had
because it had that hardcover. I like this hardcover stock.
Right, yeah.
And the Final Crisis stuff is using it now. I don't know if Secret Invasion, if the main series is using it or not, but I know all the Final Crisis is using this extra thick, poster board type cover.
Yeah.
And it makes it feel like the book's going to be like safer if I throw it on my bed or whatnot.
Oh, yeah, sure. Because, I mean, you're not going to have to worry about denting it nearly as much. But
Or whatnot. God, Jim, your 4-hour podcasts are killing me. Talking like you.
He's rotting your brain. He's rotting your brain. Hold on. Wait.
I have 2 episodes to listen to.
And on that note, okay, there we go. Let me just throw in a raft for the hell of it. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's like I said, it's definitely better than the rest of the Doctor Who stuff that's coming out, and I'm going to continue to read it. So it's definitely on my to read pile because I'm intrigued here, and I hope it gets better. I hope that it's not going to feel like in the second issue that I have to wait to the third issue to get plot, because that was my major problem with Final Crisis, and I do not want it to be written for the trade as a miniseries, because, well, if you're going to write for the trade for a miniseries, put it out as a trade in the first place.
Exactly.
Makes
like
sense.
the Joker hardcover that's coming out soon.
Yes, indeed.
Let me just put it back into my handy-dandy Heroes Corner bagged and boarded thing with the cool-ass Heroes Corner sticker that stays sticky. That's really cool. Sorry, I know, like, today, I just got my books today, so I read Spider-Man and Doctor Who today.
Okay.
And I finally got around to Mimes today, Radio Wayne's book, but I've already read Bush of Gold. But, you know, this is my first month with them, and my brother opened up the last shipment. So I was asking him, oh, how are the books packed or whatever, and he couldn't really give me an answer. Uh-huh. So when I finally got my shipment today, it was like Christmas all over again, because I'm unwrapping it, and then I saw bubble wrap, and I was like, oh, I'm going to love this because I'm going to play with it. Bubble wrap. So if you like bubble wrap, free bubble wrap, Heroes Corner right there.
Hell yeah.
And then each book is bagged and boarded for free. Like, so when I was with that other company, I wasn't getting my books bagged and boarded because I bagged them 2 comics to a bag. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, back to back, so I could flip the comic over and see the other cover, because it just saves space and saves money.
As was discussed on episode 70 of Comic Timing.
Exactly. And, oh, really? Mm-hmm. You just edited that, so yeah, you probably listened to that. Mm-hmm. And then, but they do it for free now, so I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to be a single issue bag person now.
Right.
With a board.
Yeah.
Because they do it for free, and I can't complain. I mean, it's not like I'm going to take out, you know, the bags and boards and save them and keep doing 2 issues per thing. That would just be crazy.
Yeah. And let's reiterate that we have no problems with DCBS whatsoever. Heroes Corner is just our current pick. That's all. You know?
No, but I didn't even tell you at the beginning of the episode before we started recording or whatnot. Mm-hmm. The other thing that was cool about my Heroes Corner shipment, while we're on this topic and in between books, I know they probably do this for everybody, but the Daredevil saga and Marvel Your Universe saga that I guess came out last week, they're free.
Yeah.
They sent me those. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, cool, fine, whatever. DCBS did that with the Skrull one. That's always cool when you get the free things. It feels like you're not missing out on anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then they also sent me like a bunch of those little Marvel postcards, like the X-Men 500 cover, Stephen King, Treachery, Dark Tower, Ultimatum postcard. That's cool. I can use them as bookmarks or throw them away, whatever. That's kind of cool. I mean, I like free stuff.
And posters, too.
Yeah, I got – did you get the Marvel Apes poster?
I did, yeah. I got the Marvel Apes poster, and last month I got a New Ways to Die poster, and the month before that I got an Uncanny X-Men poster.
Wait, you got a New Ways to Die poster? What was that on that?
It was basically just a promo poster for New Ways to Die. It has
one of those skinny little ones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the poster that I got was Marvel Apes on one side, and then the Ghost Rider battle, Danny Ketch, #1, on the other side. And it's got like a calendar and a little checklist or whatever for whatever's coming out from Marvel. Uh-huh. So that was kind of cool. And then I emailed them to see if, because of this second thing that I got. You know the Alex Ross cover to the Amazing Spider-Man 568? Mm-hmm. The Green Goblin?
Yeah.
I got a poster of that.
Whoa.
And I emailed them, and I was like, holy shit, guys, what the fuck is this? This is awesome. I was like, tell me if you sent this to everybody or a few people or whatnot. And I'm sorry, other people, but they were just like, you know, we know you're a college student. We figured it'd look cool in a dorm room, so we just sent that to you.
Dude.
And it was all folded up like the size of a comic book, so it's going to look kind of funky when I unfold it, but now I got to rearrange my posters because I just bought some to fill up my new wall space with the new room how we got it organized. Uh-huh. So my project tomorrow is going to be moving these posters around to find a space to put it up. And I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'm going to send it to Bob and Sam and say, thanks, guys, you fucking rock.
That is awesome.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's not a guarantee to anybody, but they just send you cool stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for it. They're awesome. And even if they weren't our sponsor, and I had been talking to him and said, "Oh, I'm a college student or whatever, whatnot, or I'm a new person," I would still be really impressed with their service.
Oh, yeah.
Because I emailed them this afternoon, like at 5:30 with that poster thing. I got a reply right back at 6. You know, like they check their email nonstop. I don't know if they have iPhones or whatever. I think they do. They said on the interview episode or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
do. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But,
I remember they said that they used to use Starbucks exclusively. Basically, they'd sit down at Starbucks for hours and just like answer emails until they got their iPhones.
Yeah, but they're just awesome. And since this is the Heroes Corner Review Corner, Comic Timing Review Corner, we're sponsored by them. I just want to say, Bob and Sam, in front of everybody, you guys fucking rock.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I switched over. Even if they weren't our sponsor, I'd still be this fucking glad.
Well, I agree with that entirely. And I mean, you guys know also that before they were the sponsor of the show, that I was huge fans of Heroes Corner, and I still am to this day because I don't have to worry about my comics being in bad condition at all. And just they gave me the customer service I need too. So hell, there you go. I think we're done with the Uber promoting, but it was they're nice people. So.
No, I just wanted to share that because I just thought that was awesome.
Dude,
I was
definitely.
totally shocked.
Definitely, man. I mean, the fact that you have that poster now makes me really fucking jealous.
This is probably going to charge you like $7.99 at some comic shop or whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah, well, congratulations. You got a free $7.99 poster.
Fucking sweet, yo. All right.
So, what do you want to do from here? You want to do a quick review of Mimes?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Okay, so Mimes came out, I guess, this month from Heroes Corner and DCBS, and you can also get it on Kablam.com. And it's by the one and only Wayne Cordova from the Radio Wayne podcast and contest entrant of the Geek Speak Report Find a Co-Host Challenge, which is still going on, right?
It is still going on, yeah. I'm going to get in contact with Marvelous Patrick and hopefully get something going in the next couple weeks.
Okay, so hopefully by the end of 2008, we'll have a winner.
Hopefully.
It'll be the only year-long reality podcast contest. I don't know.
Whatever the hell it is, man. Whatever the hell it is.
Whatever. But this was really cool. I don't know how much it was. Probably like $3.99 or whatever. It might cost you more on Kablam or Indie Planet. Yeah, you could probably get this off Indie Planet.
And available at the Super Show.
And available at the CGS Super Show. So if you listen to this before then, say, "Hey, I listened to the review of your book on Comic Timing Review Corner." Say that to him. And if Ian's around, he'll hug you. That's a guarantee.
Seriously, I will hump your leg.
No, I said hug, not hump.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard you.
Hug. No, come on. I don't want you to scare off our listeners. That's Raph's job.
Oh.
So, and then it's also illustrated by Harold Jeanette, who is also on the comic forums. And so they just decided they had this idea and put it together, and it was really fucking cool. Basically, it's MIMES, or Mimes, depending on how you want to pronounce that. I don't know what they call it. I just read it Mimes.
I believe they call it Mimes as well.
Like Incubus has their second album is SCIENCE with little dots in between. I just call it Science.
Yeah.
It's easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
And, S.H.I.E.L.D. is, SHIELD.
And the three different acronyms for it.
Right, but you never say that. You just read it SHIELD,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But that stands for Mobile Initiative for Muting Evil Syndicates, which is just funny as hell. So there are 3 stories in here. There's one main story, which is, I don't even know how, it's like 10 or 12 pages or whatnot. And then there's 2 other short stories. The first story is the Mimes versus the Contortionist. And the Contortionist is stealing from Le First National Bank of Nations. And there's a Le Delivery Truck. And then the bank, is Le Closed. Oh. And all this French stuff. It's just hilarious.
Omelette tout fromage.
Yeah. I just watched that before we started this recording. And, they visit Le Etienne and stuff like that. Uh-huh. It's just great. All the Le stuff, Wayne, it's genius. So the Mimes obviously don't speak. So they get a phone call on their phone, and it's the police commissioner, detective guy, like, talking to him. And he's like, hello? You there? Oh, right. I guess you're on the way, right? God, I hate you. He hates talking to these mimes because they're mimes.
Well, wouldn't you? There's no talking involved with mimes.
Exactly. And who likes mimes? And that's one of the things in the book that was hilarious. But some of these, like, I read this once, and this is not a bad thing. And, I would read it, and then I'd get to the next page, and then I'd go back and look at the previous page again because, I just had it open. Mm-hmm. And then I would get one of the jokes in there, and I'd just start laughing. And it was like I read that panel 6 panels ago, but I finally get the joke because I go back and look at it.
That's a sign of a good book, really. I mean,
It was, and it wasn't like a chuckle laughter. Every time that happened, I was like laughing out loud. Like I was like, ha 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 ha, you know, like. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing if you want to get it right away, but you know, mimes is kind of like that offhand humor. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. So I guess the delayed humor kind of here works.
in fact, actually, probably a good comparison that I made when mentioning Dexter's Laboratory, because that's sort of the, at least, I mean, I haven't read it yet. I've just seen the art, but from the art and from those few pages that they posted on there, it's got a similar humor style to stuff like Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely an all ages book, which makes sense, you know, because Wayne's a pastor and all. But definitely for adults too. I mean, it's funny. Okay, the second story is Michelle versus the bearded lady, and Michelle is like the big grunt guy. Let me find their names. There's Michelle. There's on a different page. Forget it. There's a girl. You know what? Let me go and find it. Hold on. Here it is. Michelle, super strong mime with the ability to lift heavy objects. He's the big brute guy. And then we have Marcel, super smarmy mime who creates walls and boxes with his mind.
Oui, oui.
And then we have Mimi, super sweet mime and master of the invisible rope. And then we have, I guess, is the leader, Maurice, super smart mime who holds the invisible book of ultimate knowledge.
Bonjour.
Exactly. So there's 4 of these guys, but the thing like the invisible walls and the invisible rope is all playing on like, you know, mime in a box. You know, he's in a box but you can't see it, but he can feel it, right? So the invisible rope, you know, she uses and it works on people. But then Maurice gets like an invisible hammer, and it's invisible, and at one point it says it's imaginary, but it still smashes the guy's foot. So it's like their mind powers are extended onto other people.
Okay, all right. You know what I'm totally thinking of right now? Remember Mime Time from Animaniacs?
Yes, exactly.
Good idea, bad idea. Good idea.
Exactly.
Feeding pigeons at the park. Bad idea. Feeding lions at the zoo. The end.
So the second story is Michel, he's a guy, versus the bearded lady. And that's like a 3-page thing, and then the way they end it is just genius. I mean, it's so obvious why this bearded lady was mad, and she never thought of the way they end it. And then the last one is Gunter, the Lord of the Lions, and he's from their circus or something. And there's an appearance here of Marty Devine's animal earpiece. Animal earpiece. Talk to any animal, anytime.
Oh, sweet. Dude.
So there's some little CGS references in here. You know, Marty Devine is done by CGS guys. It's just all around fun.
All right,
and then you got pinups by Andrew Charpar and Rob Jackson, Seraphin, who does all the Saravatars.
Nice.
So great book. Pick it up at the Super Show. This will be out by that weekend. So, you know, if you're driving to the Super Show, or you're flying to the Super Show and you're listening to this, go see those guys and pick this up. It was great.
Yeah, and for that matter, I guess we're going to have them on the show at some point talking about the book, so, you know, we can get a little comic timing reference in there somewhere.
They better let us know when they have an issue, too, because seriously, I'll plug it on every fucking episode we got.
Damn, Skip.
It was that good.
Yeah, well, come on. Yeah, well, Wayne's such a funny dude in the first place. How could he not put out a funny book?
I know.
Yeah.
I was kind of afraid, you know, a little bit. 'Cause I knew Wayne, not personally, but I've listened to a couple podcasts he's been on. You know, the Religion and Comics episode that I wasn't a part of, which was, again, called one of the best shows we've ever had.
Well, that's the way it works, dude. I'm sorry.
I know.
Yeah, just accept that.
See, we haven't had one of those on, because now I'm full-time.
Yeah.
It sucks for you.
Oh.
So, but, and Harold Jeanette, I love his art. Just funny. It's great. Pick it up.
Oh, and by the way, just so you know, when we have the Super Show episode, people are going to say it's the best episode ever.
Because I'm not going to be there.
Well, yeah,
I know.
Of course, yeah.
Well, I mean, it is the UF Miami game, and it only happens once every 4 years. And I am dirt poor, so sorry.
Dude, that's more important. That's more important. There'll be a Super Show next year.
Exactly. And the year after that. The year after that.
Hopefully.
And the year after that.
Hopefully.
By the time we're 70 and they're 100.
Ooh.
Well, actually, there will be 80, 85.
In my day. Comic books were only $2.99, not $299.
CGS 2.0. It'll be Clara and what's his other girl's name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Hannah. I don't remember the second child, but
Yeah.
and then it'll be the quest to find the Rios stepchildren, half children.
People have made this joke like 4 times. It doesn't stop getting funny.
What? That they're going to be doing this forever?
Yeah, that they're going to be doing this forever, and eventually their kids are going to take over.
They have to. It's a family business now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. CGS 2.0.
Exactly.
Don't think comic timing is ever going to be a family business. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Mandy still wants to do the Y episode if we ever get around to it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Definitely. I mean, even if we don't do a Raging Bullets crossover with it, I'll just we'll just have her on. So, all right, sweet.
And then you got to get Chris on because Mandy's been on twice. Chris Nuntz.
Yes. I know. Well, hey, Chris was on. Chris was on.
Very briefly.
New York Comic Con. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we can roll on from here. What do you want, ASM or BG?
Let's do Booster Gold because you're going to have to explain Thunderbolts to me in Spider-Man.
That's fine.
So I'll give you a rest.
Well, okay. This is going to be a rest considering that this is the issue that I'm sure both of us thoroughly enjoyed.
Oh, yes. See, Booster Gold was a title that I was unsure about getting when number 1 came out. And number 1 came out, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, it's good, but I don't know if I have the money. And then 2 came out, and I was like, it's a little better. And then by the time it got to 3 and 4 with The Killing Joke, I was like, I'm sold. Yeah. I'm in.
What you just described was exactly how I thought about Blue Beetle.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. First issue I was okay with. Second issue I was all right with. Third and fourth it was like, all right. But yeah, but once I got to about like issue 5, I was hooked.
Yeah, and then issue 7, you were like, brilliant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my favorite issue so far.
And with this year, I mean, we got a different, we got a different writer, even though we got the same artist, Chuck Dixon. And I think Chuck Dixon manages to keep the flow pretty well.
Yeah, he does. If it almost feels like it is Jeff Johns and Jeff Katz. And I'm sad to see them both go because I feel like I almost thought that Jeff Johns was going to do one of those handoff things where Jeff Katz would write the book full time.
Right.
Like Keith Giffen and John Rogers did with Blue Beetle. I almost thought that was coming.
Well,
but I guess Dan Jurgens is taking over, but it hasn't really been official yet.
No, it is official actually.
It is. It just hasn't been solicited yet, or something like that.
If I remember correctly, after I forget who has the fill-in arc coming up.
Rick Remender with Pat O'Leaf.
There we go. Yeah.
After this one. I think it's another 2 or 3.
I think it's 3, if I remember correctly. So
okay.
Once their arc is done, Jurgens takes over full time.
Right.
Yeah. Which makes sense because actually that sort of is a handover because Jurgens has been co-plotting along with Katz and Johns this entire time, and Booster Gold is originally Jurgens' creation.
Right.
So it makes sense for him to come back to the character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I actually had one small problem with the issue. And I'll get to that first before we go into the Love Fest. I thought it was sort of established at the end of John's run that Booster had sort of accepted who his sister was already, and that the explanation that was given to him was well enough for him to believe it. I mean, they went out to dinner together. They seem to be having a good time, and yet with this Chuck Dixon issue, it feels as if that part was sort of left out, and he's back to doubting his sister again.
Well, she only came back at the end of the last issue, right? Which was Booster Gold 1 million.
Yeah, but she
came back at like the very last. I thought it was almost like the very last page.
Yeah, but they explained to him how she was there, and then they went out to dinner. Remember that last page with the dinner in France?
No, I need to go back and reread.
Okay.
The 12 issues before this.
Yeah, because I remember very well. Well, first off, you remember the reveal at least with Rip Hunter, right?
Yeah, it's his son.
Okay, good. Yeah, all right. And obviously, we're not spoiling anything for anybody out there because, well, you've been reading Booster Gold up until now, so you should know this. And we said it was all spoilers, so anyway. Yeah, at the end of that issue, I remember very well that Rip Hunter explains that he basically pulled her out of the time stream milliseconds before she died and was there. They had this big hug, and Booster was like all teary-eyed, and then he was like, so you want to go out for dinner or something like that? And then there was this last page with the history of the Carter family, and
Oh, right, and that's where they revealed the Rip Hunter thing.
Right, and that's where they reveal the Rip Hunter thing. But that they're there in France eating with Skeets there as well, and they all seem all happy and stuff like that. And then with this issue, we're sort of like rewinding a little bit, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them. This adventure could happen at any time, really. You know, we're in a time travel book.
That's true.
And seeing as how it's been a month, and that I haven't reread Booster Gold 1 Million since then, that it wasn't fresh in my mind, so that that didn't feel jarring at all to me.
Okay.
You know, because a month had passed, I knew she just came back, so, you know, Booster going, is it really you? Is kind of like, you know, to me, even if I did reread it, and even if it, you know, if I was you reading it and how you felt wrong, I could justify it like this, like, you know, it's still too good to be true for Booster. So he's just saying that to, like, you know, pinch myself. Is this really real? Is it really you? And she's like, you know, why wouldn't it be? Like, you know, maybe that's their ongoing joke, or he's still questioning, you know, oh, this is fucking great and all, but, you know, is it still really her? So, you know, I don't see that as a huge problem.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't really that huge a problem for me either. I mean, I enjoyed the issue thoroughly. It's like I'm nitpicking here. I'm getting like the one negative I had about the issue out of the way first before I go into like the uber positives, because the rest of the issue I thoroughly enjoyed. And actually, one thing I wanted to point out here is this the same colorist that was on the book before? Because this is some gorgeous coloring on this issue.
Yeah, colors by High Five with Brian Miller. We actually talked to him in MegaCon.
Oh, cool.
Were you there with me, or maybe it was like Mandy or Juan?
I think that might have been. Well, you mean Brandon? Because Juan wasn't there.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brandon.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
But I'm sure Brandon's been mistaken for a Hispanic guy at least once.
It was Brandon, actually, because we were flipping through his book.
Okay.
And then, like, we felt bad because we didn't buy the book when we left. We had, like, a great conversation with him, and then it was a $40 book, and I was kind of like, thanks, cool book, see ya.
Well, Mr. $40 book does a good job, because I think that the thing that makes this issue pop even more than the art itself is the coloring, because things just seem very, very natural all the way throughout.
Yeah, he's been doing the colors, I think, the whole way through.
Okay.
Hi-Fi.
Right. I'm first recognizing it now, then, I guess. Yeah.
I think Hi-Fi is his studio, and then Miller, actually, if you look on the cover, is below Jurgens and Ratmond.
Okay.
So whatever it is, they do an awesome job.
Right. All right, so I handled Doctor Who. You want to handle Booster Gold?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So the issue's called Vicious Cycle Part 1, and it's Part 1 of 2. Because Booster Gold number 12 is the second and last issue written by Chuck Dixon.
Aww.
Boo-hoo, Chuck Dixon, we love you. We're going to miss you on Batman and the Outsiders and Robin.
Yeah.
But that's another story for another day, which will never be covered. So, because we'll never know the truth.
Yeah. We'll never know the truth. Right. Or at least the listeners won't. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll find out in Lying in the Gutters sometime.
Dude.
Hey, remember when?
Yeah, no, dude. Lying in the Gutters, I'm sure we'll probably cover it a year from now. That's usually the way it goes with these things.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm sure he'll be back in the next couple of years, right?
Yeah, sure.
Or at least at Marvel. Who knows? Unless he's banned there, too. Anyway, Chuck Dixon wrote a great story here. This is awesome. I loved it. It felt like a regular issue of Booster Gold. I think I said that before. And the Dan Jurgens art, for some reason, you know, for me, Dan Jurgens with Booster Gold, I didn't really like him before. But with this Booster Gold stuff, he's really been growing on me. One of the things that turned me off to Dan Jurgens' art, like his modern stuff, was the Battle for Bloodhaven.
Okay.
I remember reading the first 2 issues of that and just being like, this art is atrocious. And it was Dan Jurgens and Norm Rapmond, I believe. But, you know, the first issue of Booster Gold, I was kind of like, I don't really know if I like these guys, but each issue I read, I'm getting used to the art more and more, and I'm loving it. You know, it's classic. It's like George Perez, and it's really tightly penciled and inked. I'm loving it.
I think the difference,
and even his Nightwing stuff, I was turned off by.
Well, you know, to me, I actually think the difference is the passion, because you know for certain that Booster Gold is a character that he's passionate about, while stuff like Battle for Bloodhaven just sort of felt like jobs that he was giving. You know, that he really had no emotional attachment to Battle for Bloodhaven. It was just there.
Right.
You know, even Nightwing. I mean, Nightwing was okay, but it just didn't really work for a Nightwing comic book. His art style, though, works perfect for a time travel story. You know, especially one with a old school Batman and Robin in it.
You know what I love about that first splash page, actually the second and third page of the book, is that it looks like Jim Lee's All-Star Batman and Robin to me.
Hold on. Let me check.
Can you see it there? And the musculature, and then Robin. I don't know if it's just because that's the way All-Star's been looking, like the short ears there,
Yeah,
and
a little bit.
just the
yeah.
pose and the musculature just reminded me of Jim Lee.
I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely
So
see that.
when I saw that, I kind of placed it there in that universe, and I was kind of like, oh, well, it's not really because it's classic.
Yeah,
But
there's no
you know,
goddamn.
yeah, that too. But it was just something really cool. Like, oh, that really looks like Jim Lee, or and he's not a Jim Lee clone. And then what else I loved about how you can tell that Dan Jurgens is a good artist when Booster Gold goes back in time and to as Killer Moth later on. And I know I'm skipping around here. I didn't do the plot summary like you told me to.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
But you know how they have that panel of the smaller Batman and Robin coming down, where they like basically shrunk it. Normally, they would take the 2-page spread. I'm talking about modern artists here, and they would take it, and he would just, the artist would just paint that Killer Moth right in there, or not paint, but draw, and then they'd put the old page in the background behind it. Dan Jurgens says, "Fuck that.
Yeah.
We're doing it old school. I'm gonna redraw it."
Yep.
And it still looks great.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the same poses, but if you go and look at the inking and the details and stuff, like just the details are different, and it's similar enough that you might think that it's been digitally and recreated or whatnot, but he went in there and redrew that again, and that to me is a standout of a great artist because he's not being lazy and he knows he can put out a monthly book, so he can do that shit.
Well, what's great about it is that you can tell that the first time it was drawn, it was from the point of view of Batman and Robin, and now it's from the point of view of Killer Moth / Booster Gold. And that's another great sign of a great artist, that you can tell which characters are supposed to be the focus, even when they're drawn twice.
Right. So I'm just loved it. I loved it.
It was super.
It was super. So let's get back to the plot summary that I was originally supposed to do. So we start off sometime in the past. The thing that bugs me about this series, another tangent, is that we don't get any dates or anything like that. It doesn't say 15 years into the past of Batman's career.
Yeah, but you know what? They can't say that because they don't even know how long Batman's been around.
I know. I'm sure DC knows, has a general rolling number. And I don't want to date 1972 or anything like that, unless it's like the Jonah Hex issue.
Right.
Where it's definitely old and it doesn't matter.
Batman's got to at least been around for 10 to 15 years because, hell, Dick Grayson couldn't be Nightwing otherwise.
Right. So, but even then, even just something that says the past, so I know what we're starting out in. And I know it was given away when Batgirl showed up and you saw Robin with the leggings and whatnot and Batman with the yellow oval, and it was definitely Dick in the costume.
Right.
And Batgirl. It might be Jason Todd. We never know.
It's Dick. It's definitely Dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
The smile, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you can definitely tell it was the costume, can't you?
I think they had the same costume.
Exact same?
I don't know. I've never read a Jason Todd Robin story.
Okay, all right.
So I'm just guesstimating here.
All right.
But just a little thing that just says the past, the time stream, the future, the altered past. I guess it would get a little redundant from time to time. I don't know. It might just be me.
Well, didn't Jeff do that a couple times during his run?
I can't say right now. I don't know.
Okay, because I mean, this could just be, and again, I mean, this is just, it's very possible that Chuck Dixon just felt that it wasn't really necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a two-parter and all.
Right.
So there's this time traveler guy with long hair, gets stopped by Batman and Robin while Killer Moth is having a robbery, and he's kind of on the side. Batgirl shows up out of nowhere and steps on his time travel device basically. And when she destroys it, basically it alters everything, and then suddenly Sergeant Gordon shows up, and he's got an eye patch, and Batman, Robin, Killer Moth, and Batgirl all disappear into the time stream. And then we get Booster Gold, and the page you're talking about where his sister is there, Michelle, I guess is her name, and Rip, and they're questioning, is it really you or whatnot? That page you didn't like. And then, Rip Hunter goes on his little tirade about this is a new time stream and you have to go fix it, and that's your mission, go. So they go back in time, and basically it's a Gotham City without Batman, because this wasn't really clear for me. She stepped on the time thing, so Batman and Robin ceased to exist?
I believe the time device has. Yeah, actually, that's kind of weird. Is it like what? Like a time dilation device? Is that it? Because
it's they said something about there being some like chromal anomaly around the guy that was like in his personal space or something like that.
Well, he's forever going back in time, right?
Yeah, so I'm still a little lost as to how Batman and Robin ceased to exist there.
I don't know.
But hey, it's time travel. We don't have to explain it.
Right. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. So what you're saying is that he went back in time and made sure that Bruce's parents never got married.
No, I don't know. They disappear. Who knows?
Deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then you see Killer Moth. And so, okay, this is where it got really confusing. You have that page where it's the Gotham City without Batman. You have that panel with Rip and Booster at the very bottom, right? Mm-hmm. Then you turn the page, and you're in Killer Moth's garage, Moth Cave, whatever, and it looks just like the Bat Cave, right?
Right.
But at that point in time, it's not the future. It's not the past without Batman. Past, future, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's actually the present, or the past. See, fuck.
Well, okay.
That's the point in time when the time travelers showed Killer Moth the plans for the museum heist we saw in the beginning. Mm-hmm. That's where I got confused because they said this is without Gotham City, and then we turned the page, and is this the place without Gotham City? Is it not? You know?
From what I'm...
Because if it's not, then why is he going to give him the robbery thing?
Okay,
why does it matter?
What I established here, and again, this is me, like, I guess maybe applying my own time travel physics to it, but I believe certain parts of the timeline had been changed, but not all of it yet. Because just like even what's happening with oh damn it, what was I reading recently where that same thing was happening? Was it a DC comic? I think where they isolated an event, or maybe it wasn't even a comic. I remember in something recently that I was either reading or watching. The timeline got changed, but they isolated their specific era so that they were able to change things and stop things from changing. Mm-hmm. For the life of me, I can't remember what the fuck it was, though. And that's why I'm hoping maybe someone out there knows what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway.
Can you see on this page at least that little timestamp, something past, present, would be helpful? That
would be helpful, yes. I would certainly agree with that. But from what I'm gathering here, it's just that time hasn't caught up to this part of the era yet.
Okay. I'm guessing this is further back in time.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That perhaps perhaps in the future things have changed, but not in the past yet.
Okay. So they went to the future, or they went to the present, then they went back to the past. This has to be the past.
Oh yeah.
Before it got changed, because Booster drives off as Killer Moth in Killer Moth's Moth car, or Mothmobile, whatever you want to call it, and goes to the heist. Right?
Yeah.
So that has to be unchanged past.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what they could have said, the unchanged past, and that would have been
or even just
so
the
clear.
Past, even just the past, or our past, you know?
Yeah.
But okay, no, I think I'm getting on the bandwagon. All right, I'm getting on your bandwagon here.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a little frustrated.
Don't worry about it.
Even though I love this book.
Yeah.
So Booster is in the Killer Moth outfit, having punched out the real Killer Moth, and he's staging the heist, basically. So what I love about here is that Skeets is with him, and Skeets has moth wings. Awesome. Just awesome.
Yes.
And then I didn't even notice this until now, and I've read this book twice already. On that bottom of that same page where you first see Booster and Skeets in the Moth uniforms, the very bottom, you can see Booster's visor through Killer Moth's sunglasses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I didn't even notice that before. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
And then we get the page I was talking about where he redrew the spread, whatever, and did an excellent job. Booster basically defeats Batman, which I really don't understand how that happened.
Yeah, that never happens to anybody.
Yeah.
So this is yet again where you need to suspend belief a little bit, because unless Booster has been doing a lot of training, Booster's never been able to take out Batman before.
Yeah. Well, I guess early on in Batman's career still, but he'd still be freshly trained.
I guess.
Who knows?
I don't know. Let's just go with the fact that moth suits make you uber powerful.
Okay, and then Skeets basically zaps Batgirl, and she stops her effectively from destroying the time travel device. So then Booster's like, okay, well, time travel device didn't get destroyed. I'm all good here. Here's your stuff. Get out of here. So the time traveler disappears, and then they go back in the time sphere and like, okay, we're done, right? And then apparently not done, but because of what he did, not only did the time traveler go back in time and stop Bruce Wayne from becoming Batman by opening a children's hospital and having the Wayne family donate money to it, making Thomas Wayne break a promise to Bruce about going to the movies that night.
Great way to do it, by the way.
It is, yeah. And I love how Booster's like, whoa. You know, he knows what's going on, and his sister's like, what?
Wait, hold on. You got to say that more Keanu Reeves. I'm sorry.
Or we could do Joey Lawrence. Whoa!
Okay, no, definitely not. Holy crap. Now I'm having Blossom flashbacks. Thanks, dude. Bloody Christ. Who the hell names their kid Six? All right, I'm going on a rant.
Or Blossom for that reason.
Yeah, right. Whoa.
So the new present, future, past
thing.
Who the fuck knows? I don't. The new situation is that because Booster took out Batman as Killer Moth has a huge reputation now, and basically is like Mothman and has a moth signal, and the criminals call Mothman to help him out, to get him out of police jams. And I love Mothman's new costume here. I wish that was his regular look, even though it's so close to Blue Beetle.
I was just gonna say, man. Actually, I mean, looking at it,
it's like Blue Beetle and Black Panther. It's fucking badass.
Black Beetle.
They already did that in this series.
I know. Well,
and he was gray the whole time.
It's either that or Blue Panther.
Black Beetle was gray the whole time.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, he's black in personality.
Yeah, he was just evil.
Uh-huh.
We still don't know who he is.
Yes, he's me, actually. Don't tell anyone.
Shh.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty badass shot. Definitely aping Blue Beetle, though, because he's got the moth ship. He's coming down on trapeze.
Uh-huh.
It's cool. I really like that page.
He's flying.
Cool.
He's flying through the air with the greatest of ease.
Exactly. He's falling with style. God, I love Toy Story.
All right.
So they realize what the situation is, and they're like, "You have to go back. You need to play detective as Batman." So I thought the issue was going to end there, but it doesn't. They go back to the Batcave. Batman and Robin are gone, but unfortunately, Alfred doesn't really have his place in history. So they didn't account for Alfred. So Alfred shows up with a shotgun, shoots Rip Hunter, basically, into the time sphere. The time sphere disappears because it's a automatic thing. Rip gets hurt. It goes back in time with Rip, and Booster and his sister are basically stuck.
Yeah.
In time with Alfred with a shotgun at their heads. And Alfred's like, I don't share my master's view on killing, because he was a soldier.
Okay. Now, first off, Alfred has never been more badass. Okay? He's out there with the fucking shotgun. All right? Kicking ass and taking names like no other butler would. All right? Jarvis would never be able to do shit like this. That is what I love about Alfred. He can take care of himself, especially with a badass rifle.
And the shotgun makes sense for me because Alfred was a soldier at one point.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the army.
Yeah.
So, of course, he would not be afraid to kill, especially if someone's in his master's house finding out his master's biggest secret.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Master Bruce, but I had to protect your secret and kill these strange-looking motherfuckers who appeared out of nowhere. I'm sorry, but,
that's it.
Had to be done.
I officially changed Booster's name to Strange-Looking Motherfucker.
At least he doesn't have a collar.
Yeah. Ooh.
If he had a collar, I would have to say it in a 70s style. Jab turkey. Strange-looking jab turkey.
And thank God he's not wearing Luke Cage's headgear. But and plus, okay, I know you need fail-safes. All right, everybody needs fail-safes. But could you pick a more annoying fail-safe than that?
No.
I mean, you're in the time stream. You're thrown back into your time sphere, and you leave the people behind because your failsafe kicks in.
I thought Booster's suit had a time travel thing in it.
I've always thought that too. Although, didn't that get damaged like ages ago?
I don't know.
Long time ago. That's why he could never
go back to the future.
Yeah, you can never go back, Marty.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
This is some serious shit.
McFly!
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd saying this is some serious shit is like Morgan Freeman saying, shoot this motherfucker.
We never did Hellboy.
No, we never did Hellboy. No, we didn't.
Oh, darn. Because I forget it now. Would not be able to do it.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, overall good issue. A couple of plot points here and there, but even the best issues have plot points, right? Plot holes, that is.
Right.
So you're definitely picking up part 2 of this, right?
I'm definitely continuing to get this series monthly.
Sweet.
It's excellent. If they can keep these, I know the second issue is going to be as good as this because it's the same writer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Rick Remender. I didn't read any of his Atom stuff, but, if he can stay on par with this stuff, then I will be set and ready to go when Dan Jurgens jumps on as writer.
Oh yeah, no question. And I mean the Remender stuff is only 3 issues long, so I mean even if it is bad, which I doubt it because his Atom stuff wasn't that terrible, and O'Leaf is he's Patrick O'Leaf. He's not the best artist in the world, but he always puts out solid stuff. And that's why I think he's going to do a good job on the book. So that those 3 issues without Jurgens aren't going to kill us.
Well, and it's kind of similar to Jurgens' style.
Oh, yeah.
You're not putting Mauro Cassioli from Charles Jam on for 3 issues. You're putting Pat O'Leaf, who has the same kind of loose, sketchy style that I would say Jurgens does.
Yeah. And you're not putting on who's the guy who does Blue Beetle?
Raphael Albuquerque.
Yeah, who has that distinct style that if you were to put on, I mean, I still hate the way he drew Booster Gold in Blue Beetle. That was just
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so I'd hate to have him on the series as a regular. That'd be scary. But yeah, I give this a solid 4 out of 5.
Me too. 4.5 out of 5.
Ooh,
I really liked it. Other than confusing it, when I'm reading it, I'm not analyzing it. So.
Right. Okay. All right.
You know what always confuses me, though, about Dan Jurgens and Norm Rapmund?
What's up?
It sometimes says pencils Dan Jurgens and then finishes Norm Rapmund.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it says pencil layouts by Dan Jurgens, finishes Norm Rapmund.
And that's why you didn't like Battle for Bloodhaven and Nightwing. Because it was mostly Norm Rapmund and very little Dan Jurgens.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever he does layouts and Rapmund does the most of it, you can tell because it doesn't look right.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not quite certain if that was the case with Nightwing, but it was certainly the case with Battle for Bloodhaven, where it was Norm Rapmund doing the finishes and the over pencils, while Dan Jurgens just basically did like layouts. So he did like Giffen did for 52.
See, I always thought maybe he did a little more, like actually pencil the characters, but I don't know.
It's possible. It's possible because I mean, Rapmund even by himself has a very Jurgens-esque style because he's worked with him so much.
You're right.
So it's hard to distinguish which one's Rapmund and which one's Jurgens, but sometimes you can tell, especially in the face. And I think Battle for Bloodhaven certainly suffered from that a little bit, but that's another story.
Well, I'm hoping the 3 months off that Pat O'Leaf has given Jurgens will give him time to write a shitload of Booster Gold stories so that they won't have to do that when he takes over as writer.
Amen.
Basically, because I want the art to stay up to par because it's been fucking great.
And most importantly, if they ever do have to take Dan Jurgens off of art, get a good artist to replace him. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Perhaps...
Because this is one of their consistently good books coming out right now.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And it does decent in sales, too. I mean, it's not the best in the world, but it's certainly like a nice mid-level book.
Well, I mean, especially if a huge team can jump off of the book and then you get a fill-in as good as this one that continues the feel of the book and kind of continues the storyline, like, they're talking about the sister or whatnot, then that means that this book has legs, Oh, yeah. If someone can just grasp on to the theme of the book or, the ongoing story arc, I don't know, there's some big word that I'm missing here. But, if they can grab on like that and just go from there, then that's it. That concept, that's what I'm looking for. Then that's a good concept.
I can go with the flow. Amen. But yeah, I'm definitely agreeing that Booster Gold continues to be awesome, and I will be sticking around. So, how about that, Marvel?
I like this one.
Amazing Spider-Man 568. Now, first off, which cover?
I got the Alex Ross variant cover.
And I got
to match my poster.
I got the John Romita Jr.
Love you guys. Love you, Heroes Corner.
Okay.
Matches my poster.
Now, I like Alex Ross, but I'm very happy I have the JR Jr.
Really?
Yeah. Because the JR Jr. cover is so distinctive and reminds me why I am so happy to have JR Jr. back on Amazing Spider-Man in one way or another. Because it's this gorgeous image of Spider-Man ripping off his blue and reds to have the Venom costume underneath. And it's got a very cool blackened trade dress with the symbiote all over the Amazing Spider-Man symbol with New Ways to Die written on it. It's actually very movie poster-esque. And it does a very good job of actually portraying what you're going to find inside, even though there was no Spider-Man with the Venom symbiote on the inside. But you get my point.
Yeah, I get your point.
Yeah,
I like that cover, but I like the Alex Ross too. Was this a 50-50 variant or
this was a 50-50? This was a 50-50 variant. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just like, in fact, actually, and the reasoning that I do not have issue 2 of this yet is because I got the rest of the series. I was getting the rest of the series at Midtown, and they didn't have the JR Jr. cover for the second issue in good condition. So I went over to Raph at Midtown, and I'm like, hey, you got any others? He's like, let me check. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, here we go. I'm like, okay, great, terrific. And then I realized when I got home, he handed me Secret Invasion Amazing Spider-Man #1. Yeah. So I will be getting issue 2 of that on Thursday when he hands me my books. So
take it with you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be taking it with me. I'll be reading it on the train, but yeah. So, for that matter, I will be bringing an extra copy of Secret Invasion Amazing Spider-Man #1 with me to Super Show to trade to someone. All right, so from the cover to the issue itself, let me get a quick rundown for you. How's this compare to the rest of the Brand New Day stuff so far? Because this is officially the first issue without the Brand New Day trade dress on it. This is New Ways to Die, something entirely different. So, first issue without Brand New Day trade dress, how's it hold up?
Good. I liked it. Well, they had to get rid of the Brand New Day trade desk so they could paste that New Ways to Die on it. And I know the JR cover has a lot more than just New Ways to Die, like mine does. Mine has it at the top. And no, I think your cover has like a whole bunch of text. It looks like a Wizard magazine on it.
Yeah, it says New Ways to Die, Book 1, Slott, Romita Jr., Jansen, White, Wade, and Granoff. All on the cover with Amazing Spider-Man logo on the top. Yeah, a whole bunch of random text there. But yeah, I like the fact that in the issue, we get, 3 different Romita Jr. styles, Because when he's telling that, the origin stuff, when it's sort of like the backstory, it's fun to get the backstory every now and then, because it feels new almost every time that they do it, because it's like a refresher almost. But when we're getting the backstory of Spider-Man, it has sort of a more old-school feel, which could very well be the coloring as well, but it's a little sketchier, but it's a little more classic, I guess. That gives it a little more of a flashback feel than the issue itself.
I think it's just less detailed.
Okay.
And it's also the coloring, but I think the inking there, Klaus Janson, I really hated him on World War Hulk. He was thick as hell. Mm-hmm. And I think he finally got around to doing a better job, I guess. I mean, I think Jansen on World War Hulk was just really thick, and it was a drastic change. I just couldn't get used to it here, but I think he lightened up a little bit. So I actually liked his inking on this, so it might be part of that too. Well,
it reminds me more of the way that he looked when he was inking, John Romita Jr. back in the 90s. I mean, this is old school John Romita Jr. art. Less of what we would see in, say, a Kick-Ass or, like you said before, in World War Hulk. This feels almost as if he didn't skip a beat between the last time he drew Amazing Spider-Man and now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's certainly more what I want from an issue. Now you had some problems with the Thunderbolt stuff, as you mentioned, right?
Yeah, this is the first I've ever read of them. I knew they had a new team and everything, but I know they're in Colorado, and I know who's on the team, and I know Osborn's in charge of it, and that's about the gist of it.
Okay, well...
I don't know if there was more I needed to know. The stuff with Venom kind of really confused me.
Okay, well, let me.
And we'll get to that later.
Let me touch on that on the Thunderbolt stuff first. Yeah, T-Bolts. All you really need to know is that they're a group of supervillains. At least most of them are, other than Radioactive Man, who was on the team previously, and Songbird, who was on the team previously. Songbird is currently team leader. She's actually the only one who's really like truly reformed on the team, and they've got these nanites in their body so that they basically have to listen to whatever the government tells them to do, because if they don't, then the nanites get activated and, well, they get really, really in pain. So that in essence, they're working for the government against their will, whether they like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's them. Norman Osborn was named the head of the Thunderbolts division. He's not their leader per se, but he's like their mission coordinator, I guess. He's the guy who gives them all their information. So he's basically ops. He's the head ops guy. That's the role he's been taking in Thunderbolts since they got this new team going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's there. That explaining it all for you? Or?
Yeah. I don't know. Just I was clear on all that. Forget what it was.
Yeah, I mean, and like anything in particular with the team that you need explaining, or
it's mostly the Venom stuff in the next issue, actually.
Okay.
That you haven't read yet, so
right, which I haven't read yet, but I mean,
this stuff was fine. Oh, the Eddie Brock thing.
Okay.
I thought he was dead. The last I saw him was Humberto Ramos in Sensational Spider-Man, or not Sensational. I don't remember. Spectacular. I don't remember what it's called. Paul Jenkins, Humberto Ramos. Their second arc on that book they launched a while back. He gave up the symbiote basically. Yeah, and he was like in a church, you know. And then I read Mark Miller's Spider-Man, and that's when Matt Gargan got the symbiote.
Yeah, you're not the only one who thought he was dead, because I sort of thought he was dead too. I guess he must have survived with the cancer, I assume, and was going for treatment and stuff. But yeah, for the life of me, I could have sworn he already passed. I thought he was long gone. So you're not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, actually, hold on. Let me take a look at the. Perhaps Wikipedia will be a good way to tell us exactly what's going on. All right. After bonding once more with the symbiote, Brock has a religious awakening and decides against permanently merging with the symbiote. Brock instead chooses to sell the symbiote to crime lord Don Fortunato, intending to donate the $100 million to charity before dying. Okay, so that much...
I read all that.
Right, that much we know. Making a decision to go and try to murder Aunt May while she's in a coma, Brock orders a dress-up costume of Spider-Man's black costume and sets out to kill her, first murdering a nurse to get for getting in the way. At the last minute, however, he has a change of heart, finding he could not murder someone as innocent as Aunt May. Peter enters the room moments later to find Brock sitting on the shattered window and having slit his own wrists dozens of times to get rid of Venom. He tells Peter that while he's done terrible things, he's not a terrible person, and asks for his forgiveness before jumping out the window. Peter breaks his fall by catching him with 2 strands of webbing. Awakening chained to his bed, Brock decides to take better control of himself in the short time he has left. He tells his dark side that he accepts its presence as long as it recognizes that form, that moment on, he is in control. That from that moment on, he is in control.
So he had like psychic remnants of the symbiote,
right?
I guess.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from the second story here too.
It sort of becomes a multiple personality disorder, where although the symbiote is not there, it's still with him.
Mm-hmm.
Where because think about it, if you're this like evil villain with a symbiote attached to you for years and years, with a symbiote who wants to eat brains, and then the symbiote goes away, you're gonna want to fill in the gap with something. That was sort of like his like own release, and he doesn't have that anymore. So I guess that's sort of what he's become here. A guy who used to have someone to talk to in his own head and sort of creates this own second persona to try and have that.
So that was in the stuff that was pre One More Day stuff.
Yes.
In Sensational, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I assume so, considering that they're talking about Aunt May in a coma, and now she's back to being her giddy self.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. New Ways to Die. Obviously, as previously stated, as Dan Slott, J.R. Jr., Klaus Johnson, Jansen, and whatever. But we get this little mini, recap at the beginning there, and then Spider-Man jumps into action against Menace, who I still think has the most ridiculous name in the history of Spider-Man villains. Menace.
Could be Penance.
Yeah, he doesn't feel pain nearly as much as Penance, so he can't really go that route. But all right, so after some clips with, from Spidey, back in action they go, and the whole usual thing that happens with Spider-Man villains. The fight goes on, blah 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 blah, until eventually things sort of wrap up. And when Menace breaks into this building, he ends up crashing it down, and in the process, Spider-Man takes a picture of this sweatshop that was held inside of the building. So Peter gets lucky, basically. He calls Harry to see if he can maybe get someone who hasn't blacklisted his name to take the pictures, and he does so. He gets lucky, because who's out there with the paper? Well, none other than Ben Urich. So great use of Ben and, even Robbie, because Robbie is now working for Ben's Frontline newspaper. And I'm glad to see Frontline actually taking a part in the rest of the Marvel Universe, as opposed to it just being in the Frontline series.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. Plus, it's the first time we've really seen Ben Urich in a Spider-Man comic in a while, too.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a regular member of the cast all the way throughout the 80s and 90s, so it's good to see him back. What do you feel about Robbie working for Frontline? I mean, considering that he just got fired from the Daily Bugle a little while ago, now he's back in the action already.
It makes sense. I mean, that's what he knows how to do. Where else would he go? The same thing with Peter. He didn't know where to go because he had been blacklisted by Dexter Bennett. So
yeah,
and I guess so was Robbie, because he quit too.
Yeah,
or was fired. I don't even remember now. But
he quit. Yeah, he quit because he couldn't take that Dexter Bennett anymore. Quite frankly, if I were him, I would have done the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, even though it's less pay than he was getting with Dexter, it makes sense for Peter to be there, because I don't want him out on his scrawny ass or back living with Aunt May. That would royally suck ass. All right, so we're back here with the whole special thing going on between... Wait, what the hell's his name? Crown, right? Crown's the name of the mayor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mayor
we don't know what the current mayor is, but yeah, the bad guy candidate is Crown.
Okay, all right. That's Randall Crown, correct?
I think.
Okay.
Just Crown.
Yeah, here we go. Randall Crown. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so Randall Crown calls up Norman Osborn for a favor to try and get him a little more love in the press. And considering that Norman Osborn is still to many known as a hero thanks to the Thunderbolts, they're sort of redeeming his image a little bit, even though people know that he was Green Goblin. He's better now, we swear to God. So he's going to stick his neck out there for the Crown campaign and try and give him some good press in there. With the Thunderbolts, you've got Bullseye and Radioactive Man and the rest of the Thunderbolts having a training mission until Venom screws it up by eating all the targets, which is, I guess, sort of a Venom thing to do. But how good does cardboard actually taste? That's the question. All right, he's off doing something else, so I'll just keep
I'm here.
Okay, all right, okay. Yeah, see, it's hard for you to be on mute when it's only the two of us, man.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. But all right. Okay, but yeah, how good does cardboard taste? That's the question.
Not very good.
So Venom just eats anything and anything, doesn't he?
Is that something that's in the Thunderbolt series? Is he just some rampaging monster now?
He's been getting there, actually. Gargan's been losing control of the symbiote more and more over the past couple of issues. And, in fact, he even goes on a rampage and eats a couple people.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to get that in trade or read it or something.
It's been good, especially the Warren Ellis stuff. Christos Gage has been doing the last couple of issues for Secret Invasion, and after that, Andy Diggle takes over. So they've been getting some good writers and artists to do this stuff.
Who's on art now? Deodato left, didn't he?
Deodato left. I forget the name of the guy who's doing Christos Gage's stuff, but they named a new artist, but for the life of me, I'm not thinking of it right now. But Deodato did a great job when he was there, though. So definitely pick up those first two trades when you get a chance.
Okay.
Because the Warren Ellis stuff is groovy. And plus, no one writes Norman Osborn creepier than Mr. Warren Ellis. That I will safely say. All right, so we're moving on from there back to Dexter Bennett, who's looking to try and do a smear campaign against the competitor of Crown, because, well, quite frankly, they're a Crown newspaper. So they are going to look up some bad stuff on Martin Lee. And we know who Martin Lee is, considering that we found out that Martin Lee is secretly Mr. Negative, which sort of puts a damper on, him seeming like a nice guy. So that's a bit of a trouble there. So we know his secret identity. Nobody else does at this point. So obviously Aunt May does not know, even though she's working for Martin Lee's homeless shelter, Feast. And Martin Lee is doing some weird stuff with Eddie Brock, as we find out, because people are just all of a sudden getting better at Martin Lee's homeless shelters. And, well, I don't think it's the cooking. So, I mean, Betty Brant gets there and sees Eddie Brock. She's as shocked as we are that he's there, and he's been helping out at the soup kitchen. And, you know, he seems to be getting a little better, mostly because of Mr. Negative here. Now, what do you think he's doing, Mr. Negative? I mean, is he injecting a symbiote back in? Is that the looks of it, or is that just his negative powers?
I think he's healing the symbiote. I don't know if I want to spoil for you the second issue, because that's where Anti-Venom makes his appearance. Mm-hmm. But, you know, just looking by that one page where there's the white on black and Mr. Negative, you could probably guess that where Anti-Venom comes from.
Right, okay.
And who it is and all that.
Okay. All right, well I'm assuming it's Eddie Brock, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all right. That's not much of a shock.
But
okay.
it looks like Lee heals him, and you know, his cancer gets rid of. He's lost his cancer. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's Lee that did that, okay. And then I'm assuming Lee somehow altered what was left of the symbiote into disappearing so that they couldn't detect it anymore. But now it's the anti-symbiote.
Okay. So wait. So what you're saying is that there was a little bit of the symbiote left inside Eddie?
Well, I mean, that's what this black stuff is that's growing, right?
See, I thought that was actually like Mr. Negative's like negative powers.
No, because the negative powers on here are white. So then you're in the bloodstream and you have the white blood cells that are glowing like Mr. Negative's.
Okay. And
then it looks like they're being attacked or attacking the black stuff in his artery or capillary or whatever you want to call it.
All right. I guess,
blood vessel.
I guess that makes more sense. Okay.
You know, I hope it'll be explained, but we're just guessing here.
Right. Well, and going on to the next page, I just need to point this out. Actually, are you in love as much as I am with internet bubble laundry and internet?
No.
Dude, okay, so you're bored, okay? You're doing your laundry. You got nothing else to do. Wouldn't you love to just go on the forums?
Yeah.
Well, this is a place where you do both. You're doing your whites, and you're surfing AOL.com. You're doing your whites, and you're watching YouTube. You're watching Hulu. You do whatever you want. I want one of these in my neighborhood. So says Ian. I have decided. All right, but anyway, so we go on from there, and after the scenes with Eddie Brock and Martin Lee, we're back at home with Peter Parker, who is being attacked by goons. And then, of course, we discover why he's being attacked by goons. Quite frankly, the Thunderbolts are standing there. And there's Norman, which is sort of ominous right there. Plus, I don't think Songbirds ever look better. Really, I love the way that John Romita Jr. draws Songbird. She's very strong and muscular, and she looks like she could kiss your ass. She looks like she can kick your ass even though she's voluptuous. So that's a good thing. And yeah, so that's the end of the main story. Then we get the secondary story, and just really, I'm just going to breeze through the secondary story because it's not really that bad or big. But, you know, Eddie Brock is turned down for a experimental cancer treatment from Oscorp. So he's left in a cold. He doesn't know what to do. So he basically wanders around and winds up back at the not the hospital, but winds up back at the homeless shelter where he's still helping out. Ends up punching out this one homeless guy that he's not really that big a fan of, and winds up back at the doctor looking for some help. And the doctor tells him, "You're entirely cancer-free, Eddie Brock. In fact, you never even had cancer in the first place from the looks of your body, so get the hell out of my office." And that's the way it turns out. And the art was gorgeous. It was Jerviak. It was good stuff. So both the backup story and the main story were great. And this was the first time that Mark Waid had anything to do with Brand New Day, by the way. So welcome Mark Waid to the Brain Trust. So which story did you like better, main story or backup?
The main story was good enough, but I really enjoyed the backup. But remember when we were talking about the cancer thing? Notice what happens when Eddie punches out that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Lee touches him.
Right. Okay. So that's all part of it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. That works. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I am asking for a little bit of a spoiler here, so let's a slight spoiler for the next of it. Does Norman know his identity or not?
No. See, that's what was really confusing. There's a line of dialogue in 569, and Peter. Let me actually open it up. Hold on a second. Crickle, crapple, crunkle. Backing board from Heroes Corner. Norman at the beginning of the issue, or at the end of this issue, Norman ambushes Peter Parker. And Norman asks him, this is on the second page, so it's not really a spoiler, where can I find Spider-Man? And Peter's like, what? And he's like, right, he doesn't remember me anymore. He doesn't remember anymore. He has no idea I'm Spidey. Nobody does. What? How does Peter know that?
What?
I thought he was oblivious to the whole fucking thing.
What?
Yes, that bit of thought or narration box right there threw me off for a good 5 minutes.
What the bloody hell? And this was written by Slott?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, okay. My only explanation of this is as follows.
Somebody fucked up?
No, not that somebody fucked up. That they decided, and rightfully so, even if he doesn't remember the marriage, he remembers wiping people's memories of his identity.
But why wouldn't that be established in the first fucking issue of it, though? Because it seemed like he had no memory of it, and he shouldn't have any memory of it, because then that would make him think, why do I have this memory?
Well, no, I'm not even...
So he's more oblivious of stuff, and it works better as a gimmick if Peter has no idea that anything ever happened.
But I'm not even talking about the deal with the devil shit. I'm talking about that in this new timeline or whatever, because obviously Civil War still happened, and people sort of kind of remember that Spider-Man was unmasked, even though they don't remember who he was under the mask. So in this new timeline, Peter must have done something to make that happen, right?
I guess. I don't know. Just that whole bit threw me off.
This is me trying to explain it, by the way, because I'm actually kind of pissed that there is this sort of discrepancy here.
I was mad that when I read that. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully we're going to get that explained a little bit. I mean, I was just sort of hoping that, it would just be as simple as Norman going to Peter saying, we know you take pictures of Spider-Man, show us where he is.
Exactly. Or Peter going, how can he not remember that I'm Spider-Man?
Right.
Since he came back from the dead, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or whatever happened. Just him going, how can he not remember?
Yeah. So, I don't know. They better have a damn good explanation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, this issue, I'm obviously not counting in the next issue, but this issue, I think, was a really good start for New Ways to Die. And I'm hoping that this is going to continue the good trend of Brand New Day stuff, because, again, there have been some bumps in the road, but I think overall they've done a good job. So hopefully we're going to continue to get good stories in a Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. So what would you give it out of 5?
I'm going to give it maybe 3.9. Not quite a 4. I'm damn close to a 4, but again, there were just some moments in this issue that just didn't feel quite right. So I'm going to give it a 3.9.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
But just as an issue by itself. But if I had to say, both of the two issues together, they read like a 4 and a 4.5.
Okay.
Because the second issue really picks stuff up, and I loved, I read them back to back today because I didn't know if we were going to do the second one or not. Right. Just like touch on it a little bit like we kind of did for Nova and Iron Man or whatnot. So I read it just in case. But reading the two of them together, it really reads very well. So it looks like we're going to have good Spider-Man for at least the next couple issues.
Okay, good. How many part story is New Ways to Die?
I think it's 6.
6. Okay, all right. Then they better continue to have good issues all the way throughout. I don't want that middle issue to be crap. Because how many times have we gotten a 6-issue arc, like issue 3 or 4 is just like shit?
Yeah. Well, Anti-Venom appears on the last page of the second issue.
Okay. So
it looks like the third issue, and judging by the cover as well, is Anti-Venom and Venom fight. So it has to be at least somewhat good.
All right. Well, that's cool. And also, so we don't know yet whether or not Anti-Venom is going to be a force of good or bad, right?
No, we don't know.
All right.
He just says something in the second issue about, you're the virus and I'm the cure kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Because I'd kind of like to see Eddie Brock as like the guy who's in control of the symbiote and is a good guy.
But the way that it's drawn and I'm sure everyone's seen the preview image of Anti-Venom,
Right.
he does not look like a force for good.
Ah.
Just because of the menacing way he's drawn. Like, I don't know.
Well,
We'll find out.
You're probably right, considering that Carnage hasn't been around lately, so I guess they need a new Venom foil. But
Even Toxin. What happened to him?
yeah, good question. He was in Civil War, and that's the last we saw him.
He was?
Yeah, he was on one of the teams, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Although basically just really in the background. Nothing really that big. But all right, so you're obviously going to continue to pick it up, and so am I. So I guess we're pretty much done at this point. So yeah, I think we're pretty much done here. So I call this a success. What about you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're a little still unsure in our footings here because we're new at this whole review corner thing. But I'd say that probably number 2 is going to be a lot better than number 1, even though I enjoyed this one a lot.
I really enjoyed this. Next month, hopefully, we'll post up the thread to talk about it a little earlier. I know I did it like the day before.
Right.
So hopefully next month we'll have some listener input before we record. And then the books for next month, let me scroll down here.
Yeah, I'm actually
Okay,
I'm loading it myself right now, yeah.
All right, I got it right here.
Okay.
Avengers Initiative number 17, Blue Beetle 31, second issue of Matthew Sturges, and Back to Brooklyn number 1.
Which I am really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I think is one that, and I mean, obviously we're not going to know until we read it, but I think this one is going to be one that we both agree kicks ass.
Okay.
It's Garth Ennis, it's painful, it's Back to Brooklyn. Enough said. So, all right, I think we're good. So let me just go through one more time here that we are indeed sponsored by Heroes Corner at heroescorner.com. Their September special is the Back to School special, so a bunch of kids' books are 50% off. As Brent mentioned earlier on, Bone Volume 1 is 50% off. Regular retail price of $39.95 is $19.98. We've got Futurama comics on sale, Johnny Boo, Legion of Superheroes, Mad Kids, Mad Magazine, all the Marvel Adventure stuff, Tiny Titans, Super Friends, whole bunch of great stuff are on sale here at Heroes Corner, all 50% off. So certainly plenty of stuff to read to your kids and have them enjoy this month in September. Plus, the comic timing special discount code is yet again CT Rocks. That's CTROCKS. You'll get an additional 5% off on your first order if you use it. And the comic timing picks of the month are Justice Society of America number 21, which is 50% off. So the price is $150, regular price of $299. We've got over on the Marvel side, Daredevil and Captain America, Dead on Arrival, 50% off, regular price of $499. It's $250 at Heroes Corner. And 75% off on Umbrella Academy Dallas number 1. It's only 75 cents on Heroes Corner. So best customer service around, and thanks kindly yet again to Sam and Bob for the nice thing they did with our picks, and we will love to have that continue on heroescorner.com. All right, so I guess we're all said and done here. So anything else you want to say on the wrap-up here, or that's it?
No, I'm good.
Alrighty, so let's wrap this baby up. The email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the forums over at thecomicforums.com, graciously hosted by Comic Geek Speak guys over at comicgeekspeak.com. We are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network over at comicspodcast.com, and we're also members of the League of Comic Book Podcasters over at comicbooknoise.com/league. If you're going to be at Super Show this weekend, I will indeed be there, so make sure to check me out on Saturday and Sunday. I'll be there Thursday and Friday as well, but it's probably out after that's happening, so definitely be there on Saturday and Sunday, and we will be recording live from the room probably on Saturday, so if you want to be on Comic Timing, that'll be a good time to do so, and Brent will be there in spirit. So please vote for us on Podcast Alley, please dig us on dig.com, and please send us your iTunes reviews on iTunes, all graciously appreciated. So for Brent and for Heroes Corner, I'm Ian Levinson, reminding everybody out that there's always time for comics.
I need to go because me and Ian are podcasting. It's just the two of us, so we can pause. But Ian says hi, but he's kind of bored over here.
I'm bored.
Okay, so just ask about it. I won't hold it against you if you don't go. Sean will love me, and I think Ashley's trying to come up too. So. Okay. All right, love you. Bye. And that will be edited out because I'm not Raph.
Hey. If you want, you can put that as the blooper. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Could you hear the phone call?
I can actually hear most of it. Yeah. You can hear a little bit of it. I don't know. Well, we'll see how it sounds with this level editor.
We'll see. Okay.
All right.
So let's do the summary.
All right. So actually, let me say that again.
Eat something and then go. Brad just got back from work and left his wallet in the car, which is in a parking lot about a mile off.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it is. It's more than a half. It's about like a mile. Okay, you know how long like a lap is around the thing, right?
I don't walk on.
Whatever. Maybe it's more.
If I had a job.
Okay.
I'm not counting steps.
Maybe you should drive back in your car and get up early. But when you drive back in your car, you can measure the mileage. Get up early in the morning to move that car back to said parking lot, about a mile away. Yeah, no, you're not taking my car. All right. Forget you. Eat your food. All right. Where were you?
You know, life is just so much better with you back in the dorms. It's so much more interesting. Where the hell was I anyway?
I don't know. Oh, your cover
Oh yeah.
story you just finished.
Yeah. So actually, we were back. Hold on. I gotta wreck something here.
Okay. Dad's emailing me about tuition on Skype now.
All right. Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay. Wait. Not the additional ones. Okay, yeah, go ahead. No. I'm good.
What's up?
I'm getting food. He's giving me food. Sorry.
You heard all that, right?
Yeah. Hold on just 1 second. I'll answer Manny's phone call.
Yeah, sure.
Hello? Hey.
I'm Andy.
So you want to know whether you should do it or not? Is it in town? Oh. Do you get to watch the game? Yesterday or something? Mm-hmm. 1 o'clock. 13:10? Yeah, it's 1:10. Yeah. Well, do it. I'll do it. Shit. Sean can have your ticket or something. I don't know. Just ask about it. Worth a shot. That's your cruise ticket right there. I know. Well,
We are proud members. So, and also, let me just state this here to you. Please make me sound a little better. Okay, because I made a lot of fucking pauses and like ahs and ums in there. So
Yeah, those are gonna come out at least.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I need to sound a little more confident. I was sort of like unsteady because I first read New Ways to Die like on the train like on Sunday, and I haven't read it since. So that's why I was sort of like rereading it as we were doing it here, like flipping page to page. So that's why I wasn't nearly as like good on that one. But all right, anyway.
Iman Rumi.
Hello?
Off by it, but here. I'm here.
Yeah, you cut out there, so repeat.
Oh.
Cut this out. But dude, I already told you.
I know. I'm playing to the listeners.
Oh, okay, all right.
Fuck.
All right. But yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's been a bad fucking week, man. My dog died.
Yeah.
My dog died.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's been on my fucking conscience all goddamn week. And
What do you do with a dead dog body?
you cremate it, really.
Do you take it somewhere, or?
I don't know. Well, it depends on really what you're going to be doing. I have a feeling he probably just I mean, it depends on who you are and what you want to do with it, really. I think there are multiple options, but yeah, so that we've been dealing with that all week, and the random shit with Juan, which I first found out about at on Sunday at a barbecue for Labor Day. I'm like, hey, everything's going great. Hey, barbecue, yeah, great. Fuck.
Juan and Raph were there. Or
No,
text message, phone?
it was a barbecue. Chris's family was throwing a barbecue, and I got a frantic phone call from Raph saying shit's going down.
Wait.
So, great way to get in the mood for a show, right?
All right, let's do it. So, let's nail down the format. So, we're not gonna do 30 minutes like John and Bob.
Right.
Are we going in depth into plot, like we've done on Comic Timing, or are we just doing like synopsis like John and Bob? Because I'm kind of afraid that
A little bit of both. Let's do a little bit of both. Let's borrow from Raging Bullets and from Comic Book Page. Let's do a little bit of both. All right, because I don't want to sound that much like either one of them.
yeah.
I mean, like we can't do like the full in-depth page-by-page shit that we were doing, because then it'll be a 3-hour show.
Right.
But I kind of like to limit the show time to about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Hour and a half, 2 hours. All right, and try to do, I guess, maybe 45 minutes per issue. Really.
Yeah.
We'll point out the plot points. We are going to be spoiling. Okay.
Okay.
So that in essence makes us different than John and Bob, because they don't spoil.
Well, you're gonna have to explain some Thunderbolt stuff to me.
Okay.
Basically all of it, and Doctor Who, all of it.
That's fine.
So.
Did you
for that.
I mean, ahead of time? Well, actually, you know what? Fuck it.
I read everything.
Okay. Well, no, I know you read everything, but yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'm not even going to ask you if you like Doctor Who. I want to find out in the episode itself. So.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to do the intro, the welcome to, and all that shit. And this is going to be a numbered episode.
Okay. Then we're 71 then.
71. Yeah.